Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to jump right into a topic that's at the absolute core of Indian democracy, our fundamental rights. These are the powerful protections the Constitution gives to every single one of us.
So, let's kick things off with a big question for you. What do you think is the single greatest power the Indian Constitution actually gives you? Well, the answer lies in the very rights we're about to break down.
First up, we're calling this section India's Magna Carta. Let's explore what these rights are and exactly why they've earned such an epic nickname.
Yeah, you hear this a lot. The fundamental rights are often called the Magna Carta of India. And that's not just some fancy title, it's a huge deal. It's meant to show just how monumental these rights are, comparing them to that historic English charter that limited the power of a king and protected the people.
Okay, so what are they, technically speaking? They are the core human rights guaranteed to every citizen. And they're not just anywhere. They are baked right into Part 3 of the Constitution, specifically in Articles 12 through 35. This isn't just a regular law. It is a constitutional promise.
But you might be wondering, where did this incredible idea of constitutionally guaranteed rights even come from? Let's jump to our next section and see where the inspiration came from.
Well, the people who wrote India's constitution were smart. They looked around at what other great democracies were doing. The main idea, the whole concept of a Bill of Rights, was heavily inspired by the American Constitution. But, and this is interesting, the power to suspend those rights during an emergency, that idea came from Germany's constitution. It's a really fascinating mix.
And hey, if you want a super easy way to remember where the main idea came from, the source material gives us this fantastic little mnemonic, Am I Right? It's a clever way to connect American with the idea of a Bill of Rights. Pretty neat, huh? All right, now for the main event. Let's get to the heart of it. Let's talk about the 6 specific fundamental rights that are guaranteed to every single citizen of India. So here they are, all 6 of them laid out. Think of this as our game plan. We're going to walk through each one so you get a really clear picture of the protections you have as a citizen. First up, the rights to equality. And this one is huge. It basically says we're all equal in the eyes of the law. The state can't discriminate against you because of your religion, race, caste, sex, or where you were born. When you think about being able to go into any shop or restaurant, this right is what guarantees that access for everyone. Next, we have the right to freedom. Now, this isn't just one thing. It's like a whole bundle of the rights we hold dear. We're talking freedom of speech and expression, the right to form groups or associations, and the freedom to move and live anywhere in the country. Then there's the right against exploitation. This is so important for protecting basic human dignity. It flat out prohibits things like human trafficking and any kind of forced labor. It also has specific protections for children, making sure they aren't working in dangerous jobs.
Number 4 is the right to freedom of religion. I mean, in a country as incredibly diverse as India, you can imagine how absolutely essential this one is. It means every single person has the freedom to believe, practice, and even share their religious beliefs, as long as it's done peacefully.
And that leads us right into number 5, cultural and educational rights. This one is all about protecting that amazing diversity we just talked about. It makes sure that minorities, whether linguistic or religious, can protect their unique cultures and even run their own schools.
And finally, we have what might just be the most important one of all, the right to constitutional remedies. Dr. Ambedkar famously called Article 32 the heart and soul of the Constitution. So why is that? Because this is the right that gives you the power to go straight to the Supreme Court if any of your other rights are violated. It's the key that makes all the other rights actually work.
So we've gone through all 6 rights, but hold on, we're not quite done. There are a couple more really important facts you need to know about where they came from and what their limits are. So get this, originally, there weren't 6 fundamental rights. There were actually 7. So what happened? Where did that 7th right go?
The one that was removed was the right to property. It was taken off the list of fundamental rights back in 1978 with the 44th Amendment. Now, it wasn't totally abolished. It was just changed into a regular legal right, not a fundamental one, which is a big difference.
And this is a big one. Remember how we talked about that German inspiration earlier? Well, this is where it comes in. As powerful as these rights are, they aren't absolute. During a national emergency, the president has the power to suspend them, though not the most basic rights to life and personal liberty. All right, so let's tie all of this together. What does it all mean for you? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Your rights are your strength. Look, the big thing to take away from all this is that these 6 rights, they aren't just words in a textbook. They are the living, breathing foundation of your freedom, your dignity, and your power as a citizen of India.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When you look at this list of incredible guarantees, which one of these 6 fundamental rights do you think impacts your daily life the most? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.